I'm Holly, and today I want to make a video for you doing a recap of the Marathon des Sables. I ran it in 2016 and have my finisher shirt on, proudly wearing it. I wanted to do this video right when I came back in April, but things got in the way and now it's January 2017, 9 months later, but it's still enough time for first-time runners of the 2000 series to get some ideas about what they can bring if they're in doubt of anything, and some tricks and tips that I learned when I was there. First of all, I want to talk about the backpack. I used the MDS backpack from WAA. It was awesome. I can recommend this for everybody because it is so versatile, and you can change the volume depending on how much you want to bring and what you need. I did a video that I posted last year which talked about how to use this and how I used it and what I used, just a side pack as a front pack, and you can look back on that video for more details. But just to recap, one thing I would have done differently was the start number. I had it attached at the top with these two bands and on the bottom with a safety pin. That I would not do because the safety pins kept coming off and I lost them. So what I would do is take off the plastic clip that's here and then simply keep these 4 bands on all 4 and tie just with the 4 bands, because you need a little bit of leeway. Your bag, you're throwing it all over the place and it needs to be flexible. I did cut off a lot of extraneous straps and clips and things from this bag, and I just want to show you how much weight you can really gain. You've got to gain as much weight as you can and get the pack weight reduced as much as possible. But check this out. This is everything I cut off. I can't open this bag. This is everything I cut off, which came to, I think, 69 grams on the scale. It's insane. I mean, that brings a lot. 70 grams, 73 grams with the plastic bag. So that's a huge weight gain. So you can try and do that to save weight. Another thing another runner who had been in the desert before, what he did to save weight with this pack was, there are these these snaps which fit into the front strap here, and that's how they're carried. See, this one is already in. But these are the heavy part. If he actually cut this off and cut this piece off inside and had, I don't know, a seamstress, then sew this back onto there. I mean, it has to be pretty industrial standard thread so that it holds. But these things themselves weigh about 40 grams. Half of it, or probably more than half, is this weight. So if you can take this off both and simply sew the cup holder right on to the arm strap, you're probably saving 50 grams. I mean, then you don't have the option anymore of using this, say, somewhere else, like on the side of the bag. But, you know, you give and take. Okay. Couple of words about the bag itself and the water bottles. Now, water is obviously one of your most important things in the desert, and having enough water. You usually get at the water stops, you usually get 2 of these 1.5 liter bottles. So, and these are 750 milliliters, so that means essentially you can fill up both with one of these, and then you have a second one. And what do you do with the second one? Well, immediately you start drinking some. You have to take your salt tablets, so you drink some of that down. You might want to pour a little bit on your head, your neck, your arms, but then you still might have a half a bottle left. What do you do with it? Well, the water stations are sometimes 10 kilometers apart, sometimes 15. And depending on the terrain, there's a difference between a lot of time. So there are some times where you don't need a 3rd bottle, but sometimes it's critical to have a 3rd bottle. I didn't take this front pack with me on my bag, but a lot of people did. And if you do have that, you can carry a 3rd bottle here. If you don't have that, then what do? See, I didn't want to run with a giant bottle like this. So what I did was I took from the hotel in Oasis before I got there a smaller bottle. And what I did was, with the second bottle at the water stations, I filled this bottle up and I ran with this. And then I finished that, and then I still had these 2 bottles. And then this I simply tucked into these side straps here. And it was always there. It actually fits really well, and I could run with it. and tighten that up, and it stays there. So then I had my third bottle. You do need a third bottle. Everyone has it, and one time I didn't take an extra bottle in the morning, and I had slight dehydration that day. It's so critical to keep hydrated. Okay, so let's get on to a huge, very important topic, and that's shoes. And I know a lot of people are wondering, okay, do I need to get my regular size shoe? Do I need one size bigger, 1.5, 2? What is right for me? These are the shoes I wore. I love these shoes, the Innovates. I normally wear a size 42 in these shoes. My feet are not that big. I usually wear 39, 40 in regular shoes. These shoes run small. My typical running size is a 42, but these are a 44. So I bought 2 sizes bigger. I may have bought a 43.5, but they didn't have it. So that could have been enough, but I got 2 sizes bigger. Was great. I had no problems. What I did was I had the insole in there, and then I also have my own orthopedic insole. So I had 2 insoles, and then after a couple of days when my feet started to swell, I took out the insole that came with the shoe and simply threw them away. And then I had my own insoles, and I figured, okay, if my feet swell anymore, then I can also take out my orthopedic and then have plenty of space. Why do you need so much space? Does everybody's feet swell? Pretty much. I mean, you're running, it's 40-degree air temperature, but the sand temperature can be up to 70 degrees. So your feet are hot, plus, your feet swell when you're on them all day long. So what I did was, to try and reduce the swelling, is as soon as you get back to the tent in the afternoon, lay down, elevate your feet. Another reason you need more space in your shoes, not just because of the swelling, but because blisters. You always hear about blisters. You see these horrible photos on the internet of bloody feet and these blisters, and you're like, well, how can I avoid that? That was my hope too, and I used every spray and cream I could use. I went to Fußpflege, what is that in English? Pedicures beforehand, hoping that my feet were in good shape. I ended up with tons of blisters. And I was like, why does this happen? I don't get blisters all that much when I run and when I train. And when I was there, I realized why this happens. Because when you run in the sand, if you ever run in the sand on the beach or something, you will realize that you actually use your toes constantly for balance. Your toes, you never use them that much when you run in the street because you're simply in this mid-foot landing. But there, the ground is so uneven and so soft that you're constantly keeping your balance with your toes. Your toes have never worked so hard in your life. So they're rubbing each other. I mean, I wore the toe socks too. I don't know if they helped or not, but 90% of the people had blisters. I had them pretty bad, but there were a lot of people who had them a lot worse. So you're going to have blisters. You're going to go to the dock trotters. They're going to bandage you up. These guys are awesome. They bandage you up, so then you have all these bandages inside the balls of your feet, on your toes, and that also needs extra space in your shoe. So do yourself a favor, even if at the end you still have a little extra space in there, it's way better than being too tight and you're not being able to get in there and you have agony with every step. Okay, shoes. Now, these gaiters were awesome. I had the Velcro sewed in, and then everybody knows these gaiters from the MDS webpage. Now look, the zipper, after a day running in the sand, not that I can get these down now, after a day running in the sand, these get stuck. There's fine grains of sand that get stuck inside of here. When you're trying to get them off, you're exhausted at the end of the day, you just want to take off your shoes. Don't panic when you can't get this down. Simply pour a little bit of water on the top and it'll rinse it out and you'll be able to open it up. Good. So, next topic, sunglasses. Now, I bought these sandproof sunglasses. I never wore them. Which I wasn't sure if I would need them or not, and you're scared beforehand. You're thinking, well, what if I do need them? I wore these sunglasses the whole time, and these were fine. And we had a really bad sandstorm on the first day, and these are fine. worst comes to worst, you have a buff anyway. If you're in a really bad sandstorm and you're in a clinch and you don't have these goggles, you can take your buff, you know, essentially pull it up over your head and cut 2 slits. You have your knife, cut 2 slits in your eyes, and you're covered. If the sandstorm was that bad anyway, you're not going anywhere, so you don't need to see anything. You're just going to be like this anyway. I would recommend a good pair of sunglasses, but not a $300 pair of Oakleys or something, because these sunglasses are ruined. I mean, they, regardless of a sandstorm or not, I mean, they're so scratched up, I can't wear them anymore, but I just keep them because, as a memento. Okay, everybody has one of these with these flaps. I didn't use this. I'll tell you why. People wear them to cover the back of their neck. You have sunscreen anyway, so every exposed inch of skin is covered with sunscreen. This I found a little bit annoying. If there was no wind, it just sits there and it keeps you warm. It keeps the heat in there. If there is wind, the thing flaps around anyway and really doesn't protect you from the sun, and it's just annoying. So I didn't wear it the first day. I think the second day I wanted to wear it, and I had it on in the morning, and it was just flipping it. It just was driving me crazy. So it's not really 100% necessary. You have sunscreen. If there's a breeze blowing, you're going to want that wind hitting the back of your neck and cooling you versus this protecting you from the sun. This is just my own feeling, but just, you know, you see everybody wearing this. This is just the alternative viewpoint. Okay, the nights are cold. The days, you know, 40 degrees, 45 degrees, but at night it's really cold. And I bought this Sea to Summit sleeping bag, which is supposed to keep you warm to plus 8 degrees Celsius. I was cold every night in my sleeping bag. Bring warm clothes. I mean, it's a super sleeping bag. It gets down really compact and small. It's high quality. But just make sure that you bring long pants. I had compression tights and a light fleece jacket, but you're going to need some warm clothes for the evening. I would recommend bringing a mattress. I did not have a mattress. I figured I'm not so heavy and we're sleeping on sand, which you're not. And there's this thick rug. Okay, the rug was not thick, there was no sand. There are stones underneath the rug, which you have to clean underneath the rug when you get back from running that day. You're exhausted, and so that's a lot of work. and you want to sleep pretty comfortably at night, as comfortably as possible. I would bring a mattress. Not the foam ones, they don't seem to be the best, but the air mattresses are good. They have some of these like skeleton air mattresses, which are pretty light and compact, but they cover, you know, all the critical points that you need on your body. So I would definitely recommend bringing a mattress. On the topic of cleanliness, I brought a tiny bar of soap and these mini towels. And these are these mini towels that are compressed, and you add a little bit of water and they unfold to a small, like, your tissue. These were super because you got them a little bit wet, you can put a little soap on it, and you can clean your face, and you could, it does a world of good. I mean, you don't have enough soap to do your hair or anything, but at the end of the day, before you get into your sleeping bag, there's nothing like cleaning your feet and your bottoms of your legs. And this is mentally a huge plus. One thing that I did, which was really cool, which I saw somebody else do there, was I took a bottle cap, and with my knife, these X-Acto knives are awesome. This is all you need for the desert. They're very light and super sharp. I took this knife and I made about 10 little holes in the top of this. And then I simply put it on one of the bottles that's full. You turn it upside down, and then you have a mini shower, and it's awesome. And then you can just turn it over, clean your feet. When you're done, the bottle cap goes back in your bag in this pocket, and then you put the other bottle. And so you just take this with you the whole week. You can do it beforehand, it's ready. Okay, Batteries. They say you need an extra pair of batteries for your headlamp. This is critical. You need your headlamp not only for the night stage, but you're going to need it in camp sometimes. At night, if you want to find something in your bag, if you want to read the road book when you're laying in your sleeping bag to see what's happening tomorrow. So already the first few nights, you're going to be using your batteries. I would recommend putting fresh batteries into your headlamp before the long stage, because what happened to me and what happened to several other runners is that you're going to need to replace the batteries during the long stage. And this is like a catch-22. Your headlamp starts to dim, you're in the middle of darkness, and you need light to change your batteries, but if you take the batteries out, then you have no light. So what do? You either have to change at a refreshment station, or hope that you're with somebody that can shine their light on you. So it's good to just have the fresh batteries in there. And don't skimp on the batteries. Make sure you have that extra set with you. You're going to need them. Okay, and I think last but not least is my pack list. I made an Excel spreadsheet with my everything that I had in my pack list, as of from clothing, from the things I chose, mandatory equipment, and food, and I itemized all my food according to each day, calories, weight, and this you can find on my blog, which is just holleyzimmerman.com. No dashes, no punkte, just Holly Zimmerman together with 2 N's.com. And there's a few things about the MDS in there that could be useful. I think that's about it, and just enjoy it. I mean, it's a tough week, but it's an adventure of a lifetime, and you'll get through it. Till next time, bye-bye.